Hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining me again. We're in Wrexham with Charles, and Charles has taken his driving test. So he's going to show you exactly what he did on his driving test and what happened. So we're just leaving the driving test centre. One point of note here, when you're coming out of the driving test centre, remember to check over to your left hand side. Some people, they just come out unfortunately without taking proper observation to the left, but do remember that when you're coming out of the test centre there, that you do need to check over to the left hand side. So turning right out of the driving test centre. Now along this particular road here, it is well, for the time being, at the time this video was recorded anyway, it was a 20 mph speed limit. At some point in the future I think they are going to put them back to 30, when I don't know, but this particular one is a 20 mph speed limit at the time of this video was recorded anyway. The driving test will last approximately about 38 to 40 minutes. For some reason this video it didn't record the whole test, I'm afraid. We only got so far, and then for some reason, I don't know what, but it just cut out, it stopped recording. That's probably right at the very end. We did have, well, you'll see in a few minutes anyway, where we did go a bit wrong at the roundabout at Gresford, but you'll be able to see that. He did pass. I'll talk you through exactly what happened anyway, then you'll be able to see it for yourself. So you'll find it if you're taking your driving test and you end up in the same place, you'll have an idea of knowing what to do anyway. So the test is underway, and away we go now. You could end up following the sat-nav for about 20 minutes or so, or you could end up just following direction signs. So, following direction signs to different various locations. That's what they call the independent part of the driving test. You may get asked to do an emergency stop. You may do. And you will get asked to do one manoeuvre anyway. That could be reversing into a bay, or it could be driving forwards into a bay and then backing out of it. Something like that it could well be. Or it could be where you're pulling up and stopping on the right hand side and then backing up for about 2 car lengths. So the speed limit is now gone to 30. We went through the lights there, you see the 30 mph speed limit signs, and then go from a 30 now up to the 50. Now what happened here, I'm not sure it was the sat-nav or whether the examiner said turn right, but we're turning right to go down the 483, but unfortunately I didn't get into the correct lane, so you can be able to see exactly what did happen. I suppose if you're doing this all of the time, you get used to it. Where we should be is where the car is that you see now, the other driving school car. That's where we should have been really. But for whatever reason it went through his mind at that moment in time, we don't know. We don't know. But it can happen to the best of us anyway. But it's no real problem. Where the problem would have been if he'd have tried to swerve over. So for example, when the lights changed to his favour, if he'd have tried to swerve over and cause people any inconvenience, that's where it would result in a failure point. But as long as you're just safe and sensible, then there's no real big issue at all. Okay, so what probably Charles is doing now is checking the mirror, see if he can move over. Not safe to move over, so it doesn't matter, just drive straight ahead. And away you go. People are always scared to death of things like this happening, but you don't need to be. it won't affect the test. As long as what's happening is that you're safe. As long as you're safe, you'll be fine. So I'm going to be making a right turn here. Let's make the right turn. Now when you turn in here now, what you've just got to be careful. See the bus? Just check up the left hand side of it. Bikes, that's a problem, bikes. There's a bit of build up of traffic here for some reason, I don't know why. Unless it's just time of the day or something's happened somewhere along one of the routes, but it's not. When I've been down this part of the world, it's not been that busy at all. So when you're driving along now, the examiner may ask you to show him something. For example, could you show me how you would demist the rear window? Could you show me how you would drop down the driver's window? Could you show me how you would switch your dip headlights on? It could be a question just like that. So that's what could be happening just along there now. During the driving test as well, you won't get silence in the car. The examiner will try to talk to you without causing you any unnecessary distractions, but they will be, talking to you and just engaging in what we call small talk, I suppose. What would you be doing if you weren't here today? And do you work? Are you at work? Or are you doing this? Are you doing that? Something like that. Just try to relax you as much as possible. So we're just going to get back on track again now. So the examiner's just directing Charles around. Where there's a car parked like that, you've got to think about what's coming the other way. You've always got to be mindful of that. When you're on these country roads as well, you've always got to be mindful of what might be there to catch you out. I mean, it could be dog walkers, it could be tractors, cyclists, anything, horses, anything. So you just got to be on your guard for it as well. When you're coming up to these sorts of places like this, it's a matter of just reduce your speed, having a look and see what's around there. Charles has spotted something. And what is it? Oh, there you are, pedestrian. There you go. And that's the sort of thing that you could be encountering. The thing is with it's very much random. You can't tell it's there. It's just something that just happens, I'm afraid. So you've just got to be on your guard for it. Always be aware of what you might find coming around the other way. There are passing places. There are passing places where you can move over. And this is the thing about controlling the car, having good control over the clutch and good control over the steering. It means that you can manoeuvre the car and get out of the way, and you can pass one another quite easily. So we're coming back to the end of the road again, and then we're going to be turning left to get back onto where it is that we should have gone in the first place. But as I say, don't if you've done this, please don't worry about it. It's not a problem. It just means that the examiner's just got to redirect you. That's all. It's all it means. It doesn't mean anything else. So don't fret about it. It does happen. The worst thing that you can do is just swerve, I'm afraid, because then you're really asking for it. You could be, well, it depends what you're swerving into, and that's the thing you have to be careful of. So as soon as you've got a safe gap, then out we come, and then we're just going to get into the queue. And we're going to go left, go down the 483, so we're in the correct lane for it. The lights were on red there for some time, so again I just cut that part of it out. So again, left hand door mirror check before you turn off left down there. You've got a national speed limit, so pick the speed up, and you've got to try and keep up with the flow of traffic. So you're building your speed up, keeping the speed up, and now keep your eye on the right hand door mirror, and you've got to be able to join the flow of traffic. Now the traffic is moving quite quick, so what you've got to do, you've got to accelerate away and match the speed that the traffic is travelling on, that's on the dual carriageway. So picking the speed up and making sure that you keep it a nice safe distance, just like Charles is doing. A bit further on down, the speed limit will go from the national 70 down to a 50. The idea of that is for air pollution, cleaner air. So you've just got to keep your eye open for those 50 mile an hour speed limit signs. So again, we're going out quite nicely. I've just got to keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. Don't get right up behind it, there's no point. And you're just coming up to it now, just about to see them. There they are, 50 mile an hour speed limit. So the traffic now is slowed down. There's plenty of benefits when you pass a driving test, not only for the social aspect of it as well, but for employment purposes as well. It opens up so many doors for you, so it is important that you do try to do the best that you can. The beauty of videos like this is that you can go over the subject over and over again, and it won't cost you anything. The only thing you've got to do is sit down and watch it. So we'll be turning off in a moment anyway. So this next junction here that's on your left, now you'll see there Nantwich and Gresford, that one there, that's where we're going off in a moment anyway. And then you'll be able to see exactly what went on. So you'll get told to turn off in plenty of time, so going through that mirror signal routine again. So we're going to be leaving now. So it's turn right, and it is the 6th exit towards the town centre. So we're turning right, and it's the 6th exit. So again, mirrors, keep your eye on those mirrors, using the right hand lane. So our position here is okay, there's nothing wrong with this. Bring the speed down, and we'll go up to the roundabout. This is quite a big roundabout, this is. The good thing about this roundabout is that the road markings, they haven't faded yet. They're still, quite new. So it is quite well marked out. I think what you've got to probably do with this is probably go over it maybe a few times just to get used to it. I think once you've done that, then you're well prepared for it. So, as I say, we're turning right and we're taking the 6th exit. So away we go, and keep it over to the right. Follow the road round. Notice how that car just moves over to the left on there, you see over to the side there. It's things like that you've got to be aware of. Don't, once you're in lane, stay in it, or mirrors first before you do anything. Now this is where it goes a little bit pear-shaped just here, but the thing is that Charles is now checking mirrors. He's now aware of what's by the side of him, and he is checking that left-hand door mirror. Where we should be is in the left-hand side, behind that red car there. That's where we should be. Anyway, we've made it. We've done it safely, and it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you again. So I'm going to show you exactly what we should have done there. So again, we're turning right out the roundabout, and it's the 6 exit that we're taking. On this particular shot, you can see there's where we're afraid there's roadworks there, but that doesn't impact on what we're doing anyway. Okay, so this is it here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to slow the video down a little bit so that it just gives you a chance to have a look at it. Now, keep your eye on that left-hand line there. See the line on your left there? Follow that, and it'll go straight across there, and keep over to that left lane, and it'll pop you straight into the correct position, like that. So where you need to be now is just behind that lorry that's in front of you, keeping over to the left-hand side. Where the problem is here is that you'll always want to go over to the right, you'll always want to keep over that way, but you've got to keep in lane. So lights have changed to our favour, and there we are. We're in the correct lane, and that's the way that we should have done it in the first place. But as I said, Charles did deal with it properly, and there was no issues there. So we're going back again now. This is the original driving test. This is the original one now. So we're back en route again. So it's in places like this where you'll be asked now to pull up and stop on the left hand side somewhere that's safe and convenient. Okay, so pull up, stop on the left, and there's also, and there's now the examiner should say thank you, drive off whenever you're ready. Now the important thing to remember is going through the mirrors signal manoeuvre routine. It's always mirrors first, then you signal, and then slow the car down, pull up, stop on the left hand side. Secure the car, handbrake on, take it out of gear. And then the examiner will explain, it might just be move off whenever you're ready, or he'll just give you some briefing about what it's going to do next. Say for example like the emergency stop for example. Make sure that you have cancelled that indication before you move away. The amount of people that just move away with the left hand indicator still clicking is unbelievable. So make sure you've cancelled that indicator. As I said, the clip towards the very end, it didn't come out, so we're virtually to the very end now. So anyway, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you found it useful, and if you're taking your driving test soon, may I wish you the best of luck. We're at the Wrexham driving test centre, and he's just taken his driving test, so we're just going to see how he got on. Congratulations, well done. So what went through your mind when the examiner said congratulations, you passed?
Thankfulness. I've not got to worry anymore. I get to, get ready for my job, to drive for my job, so I've not got to worry about that anymore.
Oh, that's good, that is. What manoeuvre did you get on your test?
Sorry?
What manoeuvre did you get?
We were going to do the emergency stop, but every time we tried to, we were unable to.
Right.
So we were unable to do that. But then, yeah, it wasn't. Couldn't really do anything else because every time we tried, and then we did some reversing, which stopping on the side of the road, going out. That's it, really.
Would you get the reverse park, or
No, to be honest.
would you get the reverse into a bay, or drive forwards into a bay?
Drive forwards, that was the only thing.
Oh, that was the only thing, was it?
That
The
was
drive forwards into a bay. Oh, great stuff.
Yeah, really happy.
Oh, good. I'm pleased you are.
Thank you.
So, congratulations.